Hello, 7th graders. Welcome to your video lesson for Chapter 5, Lesson 2, kind of a review on how to convert between fractions, percents, and decimals. So our goal today is that we are going to be able to write percents as fractions and decimals and vice versa. So kind of going in an equivalence that all of these are the same number written in different forms. So we're going to practice that. So fractions, percents, and decimals are all different ways to represent the same value or number, whichever way you want to say it. So it's same part out of a whole, however you want to think about that. Percent, reminder, means cent means per 100. So that's some prior knowledge we need to activate. So first thing, and the highlighting I think is always helpful so you know which section to look at. Percents and decimals. To change a percent to a decimal, you simply write the percent as a decimal by dividing by 100. Dividing by 100 really moves the decimal 2 places to the left. So if my decimal's here, I'm going to move it 2 to the left because percent means per 100, and that means dividing, which is 45 hundredths. The other way around, to go from a decimal to a percent, you multiply by 100 because we want this is the same as 45 hundredths, or 45 per 100, or 45 per cent. So you're just moving 2 places to the right. So that's the trick there. See if you can try some examples down below. So each percent as a decimal here. So again, we are going to be dividing by 100 or moving our decimal 2 places to the left. So 35%, our decimal's here. We're going to move it 2 places. Then we drop the percent sign. So this is equal to 35 hundredths. Over here, then we have 115%. I know that's per 100. Just divide by 100. Moving our decimal 2 to the left. So it's going to be more than 1 whole because it's more than 100%. Check your progress. Give them a try. Pause and come back. Remember, you are just dividing by 100 or moving your decimal 2 places to the left. So coming on back, you should check. This should be 27 hundredths. 1 and 45 hundredths. And this one should be 2 thousandths because we just move it 2 places to the left. All right, decimals is percent. So now just the opposite way. We're going to multiply by 100, which is move our decimal 2 places to the right. So we multiply by 100, which means we move it 2 places. So we add a percent symbol. So our decimal moved, and now this is 20%. It's also the same as 2 tenths, which is the same as 20 hundredths, which again is 20 per 100, or 20%. Multiplying by 100, move our decimal 2 places to the right. 1 and 66 hundredths is 166%. Here's a little study tip for you. Go ahead and try those other ones. Same thing, decimal to percent. Multiply by 100, or move your decimal 2 places to the right. Try them, come back and check. 83 hundredths becomes 83 per 100. 1 and 764 thousandths becomes 176 and 4 tenths of a percent. We just moved it 2 places. 5 thousandths becomes 1/2 of a percent because we move it 2 places. Carrying on. Now we're going to do highlight again. Now we're on a new section, fractions as percents. You have 2 methods here to change 3/8 to a percent. Remembering that percent means per 100. So you can write it as a proportion that's equal to 100. And of course, using your cross products to solve there. And then using our isolating the variable to divide by 8. And here we get 300 divided by 8. You are going to get 37.5. Since it's a percent, you should have 37.5 per 100 or per cent. Better option for me is writing as a decimal, which really means I'm just going to divide because the fraction symbol is a division symbol. And then we write as a percent. We remember from the last part as multiplying by 100 or moving our decimal 2 to the right, again for 37.5%. This does matter. Make sure you know that 37.5 is not the same as 37.5%. That makes a big difference. So there we are. Continuing on, try this one. So you can pick your method. For 2/3, again, I always choose division. I divide and get a decimal, and I multiply that decimal by 100 to make a percent. Notice this one repeats with 6, so I have that repeating bar notation, 66 and 6/10% repeating. Try your method. You can either use proportion or dividing. For this one, when my denominator is nice and goes to 100, that's what I like to do because I know this is just times 4. This is times 4. So this is equivalent to 28 out of 100 or 28 per 100, which is 28%. 16 is not a multiple of, or a factor of 100. So for this one, I'm going to divide 3 divided by 16, and I get a decimal of 1,875 10,000ths. So I multiply that by 100 to make a percent. And I get 18 3/4%. Also could be written as 18 3/4% because those are equal. Same thing for 1/9. 9 is not a factor of 100, so I'm going to use my division here. 1 divided by 9, 1 divided by 9, however you're going to do that. And I get a repeating decimal of 1/10. So I multiply that by 100. This is equivalent to 11.1 repeating percent. All right, real world examples. Now we're going to compare. Compare meaning we're going to know if it's greater, less than, or equal to. Going back and forth on all these things. So taxes. In a recent survey, 6/10 of people said they use their tax refund to pay bills. 7% said they just spend it. Do more people pay bills or spend their refund? So what we want to do on these, we want to get these to be the same form, whatever form you decide. So somebody might change this to a percent to match 7%. Somebody might change 70% to a decimal and compare decimals. It's really up to you. So if I multiply this by 100, I get 60%. If I divide this by 100, I get 7/10. So from here, this one compared percents, and I can tell that 60 is greater than 7. So more people plan on paying bills than spending. So here is another one for you to check your progress and try on your own and then come back to check. So this one says vacation. In a survey, 14% of students said they would travel over spring break. 3 out of 25 said they would watch videos. Come on, get outside, people. And is a bigger part of students traveling or watching videos? So we want to know which one's bigger to compare. So we're going to get them the same form. Choices, change 14% to be a fraction, right? And it's out of 100. We could get it to be compared to out of 25 by dividing this by 4, because 4 goes into 25, which is a little tricky because 14 is not divisible by 4. So we get 3.5 out of 25, but that does allow us to tell that that's more. Another option is to change your 3/25 to a percent, making it out of 100. It's probably easier to do. So then I get that's 12 per 100 or 12%. And that's what we did here. Percents, we can tell that 14 is greater than 12%. Therefore, more students are traveling. All right, last little bit, everybody, you're going to order them. So we want to order them least to greatest or greatest to least. But again, your option is to probably change them to the same form. Sometimes I'll do it in a way that would be different than you, but my brain is different than yours, and so that's okay. So for these ones, it looks like they were all trying to get them to be changed to percents because that was the first one. So 3 per 100 is 3%. 7/20 was converted to be out of 100 so that we could change it to be percent. 33/100 multiplied by 100, 33%. So because now they're least to greatest as percents, we can order them. We know 3% is less than 30%, is less than 33%, is less than 35%. Generally, though, you want them in their original form. So least to greatest, that 3% was 3/100. 30% started off originally as that. 33% was 33 hundredths. And 35% was originally 7/20ths. So listed least to greatest, there they are. So go ahead and try this last one on your own, ordering least to greatest. Again, you can decide whatever form you want them to be in. When you come back, I will have my work changing them to what I wanted them to be. Again, it might not be the same as yours, but in the end, the order least to greatest should be the same. So welcome back. In my brain, I thought I wanted to change them all to be fractions to the same place value, which was the hundredths, so I could compare them. And now that I have, I know that this is the least, then this one, then this one, then this one. So when I now order them in their original form, I can do that. I know 1/10 is less than 3/25, which is less than 22%, which is less than 25 hundredths, least to greatest. All right, try your best. Remember, your brain is beautiful just the way it is. Keep working at it.